He was still a teenager when the war decided his fate. Not old enough to vote, not old enough to understand politics, but old enough to be captured by the Nazis. By the time he reached the camp, his uniform was already too big for his shrinking body. His hands shook, not from fear alone, but from hunger that never stopped. The guards saw his age and smiled. They believed boys were easier to break. The camp was surrounded by wire, but the real prison was what happened inside. Cold mornings numbered roll calls, shouting in a language he barely understood. Every day began with the same question in his mind. Would he survive another night? He learned quickly that weakness invited pain. So he stopped showing it. He kept his mouth shut, his eyes forward, his back straight, even when it hurt. Other prisoners noticed. A boy among men. And somehow, still standing. Food came in portions, too small to keep anyone alive. The older prisoners gave advice in whispers. Eat slow, hide a piece. Never look a guard in the eye. He followed every rule, except one. He refused to let them see him beg. The Nazis tested him early. Extra labor, longer hours, shorter rations. They wanted tears. They wanted panic. They wanted proof that he was just a child. But the boy learned something dangerous in that camp. Pain had limits. Fear did not. Every beating ended. Every night passed. And every morning he was still there. That alone began to anger them. One guard started watching him closely. Talk closely, waiting for the moment he would collapse. It never came. Winter arrived like an enemy no one could fight. Shoes fell apart. Hands cracked and bled. Men disappeared from the barracks overnight. The teenagers survived by copying shadows. Move when others move. Stop when others stop. Never draw attention. Still, the gods remembered him. One night, he was taken out. Alone, no explanation, no witnesses. The air was colder than usual. He thought this was the end. So did everyone else. But something unexpected happened. He did not scream. He did not cry. He did not plead. Silence confused them. They could punish bodies. They could starve men. But silence offered nothing to fight. Days later, he returned. Bruised. Weaker. But alive. From that moment, stories spread through the camp about the boy who would not break. About the teenager the Nazis could not control. Hope is dangerous in places like that, but it spreads anyway. He lasted longer than anyone expected. Longer than guards predicted. Longer than statistics allowed. When liberation finally came, he was barely recognizable. But he walked out on his own feet. Years later, people would ask how he survived. What strength carried him through? He never gave a long answer. He only said this. They could take everything, except the part of me that decided not to fall, and in a world designed to destroy him. That decision changed everything.